Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the new season opening concert of the Berliner Philharmoniker, and I'm very pleased to have Sir Simon Rattle here for our intermission conversation. As everybody knows, Sir Simon is the chief conductor and artistic director of the Berliner Philharmoniker. The orchestra has started a spectacular new project in January 2009, the Digital Concert Hall. This new way of broadcasting concert makes it possible for people all over the world to listen live to the concert of the Berliner Philharmoniker. Sir Simon, my impression is that conductors are searching for real art experience in the real world. Have you been skeptical when you first heard about the Digital Concert Hall project?
No, not in the slightest, actually, because it seemed so obvious that this is the future. As it gets more and more difficult for the normal, shall I say, old-fashioned recording industry, it seemed more and more important that we just gave people access to what we do. I'm sure that in the future this will be a kind of prototype, not only for concerts, but for prize fights, for theatre, for whatever you need. It is a version of pay-per-view, of course, but it is also it's an opportunity for people all over the world just to see and hear what we do, and nothing's more important than that. So actually, no, I'm amazed that a whole lot of people weren't doing it before.
I think it's tricky in the details. The Berliner Philharmoniker are famous for their perfectionism. Are you satisfied with the technical quality of the broadcasting?
Well, what's interesting is we started off at a very, very high technical level with the idea that you would have a level of broadcasting of sound, of picture, that maybe at the start would not be possible for many people to receive. But as time went on, how fast the technology moves, it was best that we started off at the top of the game. And of course, it was a complete technical nightmare. I used to be the person with the most grey hairs in this building, but actually now there's a whole lot of people working for here who have all kinds of individual grey hairs for every glitch. But actually it's worked wonderfully. And it spreads the news. It has part of this evangelizing impact which we always wanted.
Yeah. And what is important in the artistical point of view? I mean, what are the artistical dangers in broadcasting concerts?
It depends if you notice you're being broadcast. So every great documentary I've ever seen is always when people have no idea they're being filmed. We don't notice we're being filmed. We have the feeling that often the third concert of the week is what goes on in the Digital Concert Hall, but we're not even always sure, I think. We play, and the cameras are there so unobtrusively that we don't notice. So actually the real danger that you cripple yourself with safety doesn't happen. It's never been a great virtue of this orchestra to be crippled with safety anyway. If they saw a safety net, they wouldn't really know what to do with it. So we just play, and hopefully people tune in and enjoy. The most important thing is we give the live concert experience, warts, catastrophes, explosions and all.
What kind of visual realization are you going for? I mean, there is one idea that the conductor is the hero and the master of universe in the center of everything. Like,
oh, what a fantastic idea! This is a job I would love to do. It's not a job I ever got into. Look, this is done very simply. It's done with 6 cameras. Nobody has yet the option just to watch the conductor, as actually they've begun to try in the London proms. Look, I have at home some tapes, some videos of Carlos Kleiber conducting in the pit, where he had no idea he was being filmed. That's one of my greatest treasures. But for the normal audience, it's very simply done in a very musical way, also not with 10,000 tricksy changes. It is a basic, simple idea of what it feels like to be in a concert, but in a concert just simply closer to the orchestra. So what I've seen gives you a little idea, at least, of the character and the many different big personalities in the orchestra, which is just great.
Is it important for your self-understanding as a conductor to reach so much people as possible for your art?
I just think we all want people to have this in their lives if they want it. It's as simple as that. But no, it's not a matter of ticking numbers in any way. But I think people should have this. And so many of us hope that travel will become more difficult in the next years, although it's a tough call for many people, that this will be, in a way, the way for us to tour. We will not be able to go around the world. I mean, the planet will not survive it. So people will come to us this way. This will be another type of touring.
Do you think it will be possible that in a further future, this channel will be the main channel you reach your audience?
Oh, I think like lots of things in life, the sensual pleasure of actually being there with the people is also very, very important. But if you can't actually be here, then this is the next step. Simple as that.